Weaver reporting for Infowars.com. We are here at UC Berkeley, where Milo Yiannopoulos' free speech is set to kick off. Now, apparently Milo Yiannopoulos had made an appearance, and his appearance had to be cut short. We do have some protest groups over there chanting, "Immigrants are here to stay." We also have police presence as well, and you're just kind of seeing people bottlenecked at entrances into this area. Now, if you want to see right behind me here, you can see these barricades. This was supposed to be the area where Milo's audience could come and hear him speak, hear his lectures. And this was after UC Berkeley declined to give the student group, the Berkeley Patriot and Milo, an inside auditorium where it would be a lot safer for them to hold their speeches. But as you can see here, I do see a good amount of police here. But as to whether or not they're actually going to intervene, we don't know. What brings you out here today?
I want to stand up for free speech. I think Milo should be allowed to speak here. Anybody should be allowed to speak here. Berkeley has become this hive of these zombies that run around and tell people they can't speak and trying to control what they say. Antifa's attacked me at several events. They're a violent group, and I want to expose them as well. I want to get them out in the open to the public to understand that these are Marxist terrorists. These are not innocent college students that are out here that are trying to just voice their opinion. This is a movement where they're trying to bring Marxism into this country, and they're trying to overthrow this government. It's a real movement. It's happening. These people are violent. Berkeley's ground zero, and we need to stand up for that. And I need the LGBT to understand that they're not our friends. Anytime Marxism or communism takes place, we're the first to be outlawed, okay? We have the freedom to walk down the streets here in America openly as trans, openly as gay, whoever we feel we want to be here in America. But we don't have the right to be violent. We don't have the right to attack our fellow citizens because we don't agree with them. So I'm sorry for that being so long, but
no,
that's
thank
really
you.
So many things that encapsulate. So.
Well, thank you. I feel like that really needed to be said. So thank you so much for that. Now, are you a Milo Yiannopoulos fan, or you just come out here to stand for free speech?
There's absolutely a lot of things I disagree with Milo on, but the difference between me and the difference between these fascists is I can disagree with Milo and not attack Milo. Milo has a right to speak, and that's why I stood up for his right to speak here today, because even though I don't agree with some of the things he says, I agree with his right to free speech.
I came to see Milo and support free speech, and let's talk, debate, find common ground, and compromise. I've had good conversations with people. We found common ground. It shouldn't be an us versus them mentality, and that's what I'm here to promote, I guess you could say.
Are you worried at all with the past history of Trump supporters going to Berkeley that you could be at risk for injury or?
I was here April 15th, August 27th. I've been hit with bottles. I've been maced, tased, punched. I'm cool. I'm cool now. It's whatever. Yeah, I mean, I worry, but it just shows they're not willing to listen.
Exactly, right? What brings you out here today?
I'm just here to see Milo. He gave a good speech today. It was fun. I'm with the Cal State Fullerton College Republicans, and we're going to be bringing him on Halloween.
Police and black communities have had historically a system of domination upon them. So you're telling me they've been protecting, the police have been protecting laws and policies to uphold the state. The state has in turn dominated and controlled my people into oppression in all different levels. They control that.
Where were all the protests and the Black Lives Matter march when the white kid in Huntington Beach got shot yesterday?
What are you talking about?
Where
was the Black Lives Matter when a white kid got shot?
What I'm saying is, where were all the protests when the white kids getting shot are underreported in the media? Okay, more white people are killed by police than black people.
Yeah, that's true. That's a statistic.
That's a statistic.
What?
More white people are killed by cops than black people. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Do you not understand the
What's going on?
Oh, I went undercover with Antifa and BAM. I'm Rick Wright from the Red Elephants. So if you guys are interested in an interview, then yeah.
Oh, sure. So let's talk to you right now.
No. Okay.
I understand your argument.
Please,
of proportion.
just 1 minute though. Hold on.
Blacks are mass incarcerated. You want to talk proportion? 13% of our population, Black Americans, cause over 55% of the nation's crime. 13% of our population causes over three-quarters.
Who gets to decide what is crime and what
You
isn't?
want to talk proportion? That's why they're mass incarcerated. You want to also know why they're mass incarcerated? 72% of Black babies are born without fathers. And I didn't say it, Obama did. If you're fatherless home, you're 5 times more likely to turn to a life of crime. That's why they're mass incarcerated. It's not some conspiracy theory that the white man's holding you down, because that equates to the conspiracy theory of the alt-right that Jews are holding white people down. It's not a fact. It's not a fact. You want to argue proportion? We can argue proportion and statistics all day long. Because I just shut your conspiracy theory down.
It's not a conspiracy theory. It's historical narrative. All you have to do is walk in a classroom and understand this. All you have to do.
Anti-black rhetoric by Trump. You just said it's not about quotes.
I talked about
how it
euphemisms.
feels. We're not talking about feelings. No one gives a
Can
fuck
anyone
about
walk
your
around
feelings.
and memorize Trump quotes in their head?
Does
anyone do that? Oh, maybe because you're a Trump supporter.
No,
Can you
memorized
memorize?
a bunch of statistics? It's called studying. If you're
It's
going to make
not
an argument, you should probably study before you try to make an argument. Who doesn't study for a test? You fail if you don't study for a test. It's pretty
test
simple.
about who?
About life. If
About
you're going to
life.
go and make arguments,
What
and
are
then
my
you should
arguments?
probably. You were just trying to say all
this
sorts of arguments
country
with
is
him.
historically
He brought up-
anti-black.
You tried to
that it's
bring up
systematic
statistics
institutionally.
And proportions. He argued
did it.
statistics
He
and
said that
proportions,
we-
and you
they-
couldn't make one point.
He said white people are more likely to die by police than black people.
They are.
Why is that? How much are we compared to United States in terms of white people? What's the
3 times
population?
more likely.
But
Why?
How many white people are there compared to black people?
It's not. That's already corrected for population. It is by police encounters. Yes.
No.
So in other words, if you have 100 black police encounters, 100 white police encounters, and one ends up in death, then the whites would have 3 more than blacks. That's the statistics. But I mean, I guess that means I win the argument.
All right, so it looks like you won that one. So you were telling us about how you went undercover in Antifa. How was that? What did you experience?
I actually went undercover into BAM, and if you watch one of the videos by the Red Elephants, well, actually, I believe Very Fake News is the one that did it, because I was going undercover. And we went into a couple of the BAM meetings, and I've actually been following a lot of people going undercover into these organizations across the United States. And so I've been starting a series to write about BAM and the information that we've got. BAM, Antifa, there's a bunch of different organizations. Food Not Bombs, I can't name all of them off the top of my head, but there's a lot of them. I'll start to name them. And in these organizations, they use a lot of tactics that have made me believe that they are a cult. It's not just that we talk about, Antifa's terrorists and stuff like that. They are a cult. They're using cult-like rhetoric. They have people separate themselves from their friends and family. They move you across the United States. Now, this isn't all of them. There's still the people who just show up day to day, the useful idiots that people have explained, from Karl Marx and a lot of these different, terms that they've used. But the biggest thing that I've grabbed from all of it is they use cult-like structures. And one of my next articles coming out is BAM and Antifa, their cult-like tactics versus Charles Manson. So I'm actually going to be doing a comparison. We have some undercover audio that we're going to be releasing. If you guys want to check out the Red Elephants, the articles on there, we have Facebook and YouTube page.
Wow, I would actually say that's a pretty fair assessment. Just from my experiences in dealing with the Antifa, they do display cult-like behavior, even so much that you're like, wow, they have this undying loyalty to each other where it's almost like they can't break from the mold in front of each other. Otherwise, the other ones jump on them. So they have to continue with, even if somebody like you comes in and makes an argument that makes sense and they end up in their mind conceding to it, they have to go, no, you're just a Nazi.
Well, it's even to the extent where I was shaking Yvette Flarka's hands, yelling these profanities and chants just while I was undercover. But then the minute I showed up today, I'm like, hey, we've talked before. Let's just have a conversation, right? Shake my hand again. Let's have dialogue. Nope. Automatic block, signs up, can't get near them, pushing and shoving to get out of, to get me away from them and stuff like that. And automatically, they don't want to have dialogue. They don't want to have any type of talk. And that's exactly what cults do. They separate. There is no dialogue. There is no balancing of ideas. There's no trying to check for facts. If you take society and try to make it
it's like Scientology almost, right?
Yeah.
The crazy cults that you hear about out there that literally, as soon as they find out that you're not 100% loyal, even if you weren't undercover, so to speak, if they found out that all of a sudden you started being nice to or having friends that were Trump supporters, they'd probably do the same, right?
Yeah, I've actually talked to somebody I don't want to give away their name, but they actually got a letter. They wrote a letter into one of the other news organizations we're working with, talking about when they tried to escape from one of the organizations. I believe it was BAM, but I'm not 100% certain. I'm still trying to put this one together and add it into the article. But basically, the idea was they joined in the East Coast. And so what they did is they moved them to the West Coast so they wouldn't have their family or friends around, placed them in a co-op home. This is something that they use. They use a lot of co-op homes. They meet there and a lot of other stuff. They put up people there and then basically they pay them enough to keep them there, but not enough to be able to move out or do much. And then they just keep him there. And when he tried to leave, they threatened him with like the crimes he committed while he's in the organization and all that. And I hope it all pans out. I hope it all pans out, but if it does pan out, I will be putting that.
Isn't it funny how uninformed these guys? I'm sorry, but seriously, these guys are so uninformed. They're yelling, "Alex, where's your kids?" Don't they know that that's like he had gotten his kids back a long time ago? Like they don't even catch up on the news at all.
And that just goes to show even more. They want to separate families. They want to separate people from the ones they love and create one ideology.
It's just like taunting. They taunt about the gay frogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gay frogs, Alex Jones. Well, did you guys know that UC Berkeley, Tyrone Hayes, the biologist, do you guys know Professor Hayes?
Wait, but how
He is the one who did the study with the frogs and atrazine and how it actually made the frogs, yes, display homosexual behavior. Yeah. You had male frogs getting it on with other male frogs, even so much to where they rejected wanting to do it with the female frogs. They were, some of them were, yes. Yeah. It was that crazy. So when Alex is talking about gay frogs, he's actually citing a UC Berkeley scientist here, and these guys don't even take a second to research it or think twice about it. It's just, oh, gay frogs. It sounds to them in their mind ridiculous, and they are part of this cult that just mindlessly goes along with each other.
What brings me out here today is, of course, the support of freedom of speech, and of course, support of Milo and him having, this ability to finally say something. Which he did for at least, 20 minutes. Some of us, were disappointed that, he didn't have a chance to speak much longer. But at least him having a chance to say what he wanted to is a whole lot better than what happened back in February, where he didn't really get a chance to speak at all.
What do you think about the way Milo and the student group here that was trying to put on this event week, what do you think about how UC Berkeley treated them? They were originally supposed to have an indoor auditorium and they moved them to having an outside one.
Honestly, I didn't really actually have too much. We didn't really have too much of a problem, having him be relocated, to the outdoors, because after all, this is a really nice day. So why be inside, where you can't really be out here and enjoy this really nice, beautiful, warm, sunny day? So hey, Milo seemed to like it. I liked it. Everyone liked it. It was just great.
Awesome. So it says NPC culture. Sanctuary cities, refugee, migration, communism, respect the law. That sounds great. Blue Lives Matter, right?
Absolutely. Blue Lives Matter. I'm all about, back in the blue, because in this climate, you will find a lot of officers and police chiefs coming out and saying that they have not experienced this amount of backlash from, people like, Yvette Falarca and Sansara Taylor, along with all the other little crazy anti-cop cults out there, though.
So stay tuned, guys. More updates. Check back in at Alex Jones' channel on Facebook for more live updates on the current situation here at UC Berkeley. This is Millie Weaver signing off for Infowars.com.
You think our information's hardcore? You think our focus is brutal? Try our nutraceuticals. Try our supplements. We've taken Brain Force and made it Brain Force Plus. Now with 20% more in the bottle and an even more hardcore formula. You owe it to yourself to get these products. They really have worked for myself, my family. They have 5-star reviews by the thousands. Secure your Brain Force Plus today at InfoWarsLife.com. Now 20% stronger. Again, InfoWarsLife.com.